and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay. Today we're diving into the serene world of Kiki's Delivery Service, a film made by Studio Ghibli. In the scene that I'm going to recreate for you guys today, Kiki sits peacefully on a lush hillside, gazing out at the breathtaking landscape with her back to the viewer. She's lost in thought. Her iconic red bow and pink apron are a testament to her unique spirit. The vibrant greenery and fluffy clouds create a sense of tranquility, inviting us to step into Kiki's world. As I draw and color this tranquil scene, I'll guide you guys through my process, sharing tips and techniques, as well as some tricks and some hacks along the way. From the initial sketch to the final touches, I'll show you how to bring this serene moment to life. So let's get creative and capture the essence of Kiki's journey, a young witch finding her place in the world and discovering the magic within herself. So let's get started. So I first sketched the drawing with a 0.5 mechanical pencil and did the black outline with my Sakura Pigment Micron fine liners and my black fine tip point Sharpies. The reason why I didn't film that process for you guys is because I didn't want to bore you with the sketching and outlining process, and like I've said in previous videos, this process requires a lot of concentration. And if I would have showed you guys that process, the video would have been too long. Also, I then went ahead and added painter's tape on my sketchbook because since I was going to use wet art mediums, this tape prevents the paper from warping and crinkling, and it also makes it look more professional by adding a picture frame. I had a reference of the photo of the screen cap on my phone, so I wouldn't leave any detail out. As I colored in the scene, I didn't really use a lot of materials, but I did use different art mediums, such as my Crayola Super Tips, my Arteza Real Watercolor Brush Pens, my Copic markers, my Tombow Dual Brush Pens, and my Prismacolor Premier markers. And Sharpie. Yes, I use Sharpie as well. I know, it's not a lot. I thought I was going to use a lot of materials, but turns out I didn't really need to. And my goal was to replicate the grass and making it look almost like it's coming to life. I started with Kiki's hair, which is this like dark brown, but of course I made it really, really light. So I then went in with my brown Prismacolor Premier marker and went over that, making it perfect for Kiki's hair. If you don't know what Studio Ghibli is, you probably know about it without even realizing it. Studio Ghibli is a Japanese animation studio based in Kogane, Tokyo, and founded in 1985. Guys, I want to apologize in advance if I mispronounce the names of the people who founded Studio Ghibli. Studio Ghibli was founded by animators and directors Hayao Miyazaki, Isao Takada, I think is how you say it, and producer Suzuki Toshio. Miyazaki is probably the most famous animator in Japanese animation, as his work is beloved and admired not just in Japan and the United States, but by everyone all around the world. Studio Ghibli has a strong presence in the animation industry and has expanded its portfolio to include various media formats such as short subjects, TV commercials, and 2 TV films. Their work has been well received by audiences and recognized with numerous awards. Now, back to the drawing. I added more details to the grassy field that Kiki is sitting in, and also making sure that I replicated the wind field, which is one thing that Miyazaki is mostly known for in his films. He does a lot of like nature landscapes and a lot of like nature feel to his movies and his work, so I really wanted to replicate that.
I'm busy.
And unlike other screen cap studies that I've done in the past, the screen cap studies that I've done in the past were mostly Disney, but since this was the first Ghibli screen cap study that I was doing, yes, I did want to make it look like it was in the final stages of animation, but I wanted to go a little bit further. I wanted to go a little bit outside the box by adding some depth and dimension to the drawing, mostly by focusing on, again, the nature feel. Um, to create contrast and make Kiki in the landscape stand out, I used different shades of green for her dress. Like you see here, I used a really light Copic marker for her dress. I can't remember the name of the green shade, but it was pretty similar to the one in the movie. And then for her apron, again, I used a pink Copic marker, which again was pretty similar to the pink tone that was in the movie. Again, my goal with the screen cap wasn't to make it look exactly the same, but just to really make sure that I nailed the color tones. So, yeah. Since Kiki is the focal point of the screen cap study, I wanted to make sure that that was my main focus, really focusing on getting her outfit and the color intensity just right. Now, back to more trivia for Studio Ghibli. The most common Studio Ghibli film that probably everyone knows is My Neighbor Totoro, and Totoro is actually their official mascot and most recognizable symbol. You'll know when you see a Studio Ghibli film, that blue screen and Totoro and a mini Totoro, and then it's saying Studio Ghibli with some Japanese handwriting. So you'll know if you're watching a Studio Ghibli film based on that blue screen and Totoro. One big misconception is that Studio Ghibli is considered to be anime, and in my personal opinion, and I could be wrong, that is actually not the case. Before filming this video, I actually did some research so that I'm not giving you guys the wrong information and make you guys feel like I'm just like spewing information without even like doing research. So, according to Google, Studio Ghibli is often considered distinct from traditional anime due to its unique animation style and storytelling. While it produces animated feature films, it is not always categorized alongside typical anime series. And another difference is that while in traditional anime, it follows the main character battling a villain or different villains, in Studio Ghibli, the main character is battling something within themselves, be it mentally, physically, or emotionally. In Miyazaki's mind, mainstream anime's artistic limitations are tied into mercenary production culture. And I quote, the world of anime makes its business out of themes like departing from new horizons or love, while pretending not to be conscious of this commercial reality. He actually wrote this whole article because they interviewed him, and the reason why he wrote this and said this is because he was indicating the pipeline of how manga is packaged to be made into anime. Even though a lot of people will go back and forth saying Studio Ghibli is considered an anime, Studio Ghibli is not considered an anime. At the end of the day, you guys, if you are going to comment on your opinion, everyone has an opinion and you should respect that. So if you are going to comment your opinion, please be nice, because remember, there's always another person on the other side of the screen. Now, unlike a lot of films today, which are mostly CGI animation, like Disney films nowadays, Studio Ghibli movies are actually hand-drawn. And the animators use rich watercolor and acrylic paints. According to Google, the films use traditional methods of making animation where each and every frame is actually drawn and colored by hand. Not a lot of movies do that today, but Studio Ghibli still does it. Studio Ghibli's art style tends to be more of a cozy European style that adds a lot of undertones on the background and nature in any scene that involves nature, like you see here, which is something that Miyazaki is known for. Now,
Chris me
back to
dijo
the drawing.
que
For
era
the sky, I
mucho,
used a light
mucho
blue
papeleo.
Copic marker using both the brush and chisel
Niña.
side. And I did end up using the chisel side in the end just to color the sky a little bit more quicker, but I did use the brush side more in this piece. So, here's a short summary of Kiki's delivery service if you guys haven't seen it, which I do recommend you guys actually see it. Kiki's Delivery Service is a heartwarming coming-of-age tale about a young witch named Kiki who sets out on her own to find her place in the world at the age of 13. Kiki leaves her home and travels to a new town where she starts a delivery service to hone her flying skills and discover her unique talents. Along the way, she faces challenges, makes new friends, and learns valuable lessons about responsibility,
Ya apestas,
perseverance, and
Hachi.
self-discovery. With its vibrant animation and inspiring story, Kiki's Delivery Service is a timeless classic from Studio Ghibli that celebrates the power of youth, courage, and determination. If you haven't seen any of the Studio Ghibli movies, I recommend that you do because they hit you in the feels and they have some really powerful messages and morals to them. And even the music and soundtracks are so calming and relaxing. When I was working at El Taller over the summer to help the kids concentrate, I actually put Studio Ghibli music to help them concentrate. The movies themselves even have beautiful, beautiful quotes. My favorite one from Studio Ghibli is, "We need to find our own inspiration. Sometimes it's not easy." Now, there's a lot going on in this quote, but basically, if you've seen the movie, then you know the meaning behind it. But if you haven't seen it, the quote basically emphasizes self-discovery and resilience. Kiki learns to navigate independence, uncertainty, and self-doubt. To help you understand the quote a bit better, I broke it down into 3 groups: key themes, context, and life lessons. Here we go. For the key themes, number 1, self-discovery. Kiki's journey represents finding one's own path and purpose. Number 2, resilience. Overcoming challenges and setbacks shapes her character. Number 3, inspiration. Kiki finds motivation within herself. The context behind the quote, you guys, check this out. Author Hayao Miyazaki's message encourages embracing individuality and perseverance. Kiki experiences serve as a relatable metaphor for young adults facing similar struggles. For example, burnout, depression, anxiety, creative block, etc., etc., etc. For the life lessons, number 1, embrace uncertainty. 2, discover your passions. 3, develop self-reliance. 4, learn from failures. This quote inspires viewers to reflect on their own journey, fostering personal growth and empowerment. Now, in terms of relating to the main character of Kiki, there are so many aspects of Kiki that you can find in either yourself or someone else. Her relatable qualities are in terms of personal traits, her independence, her courage, her curiosity. In terms of life experiences, her self-discovery, friendship, and perseverance. In terms of universal themes, coming-of-age struggles, embracing individuality, overcoming fears and doubts. In terms of audience connection, empathy, identification, and inspiration. In terms of demographics, young audiences, women, and Studio Ghibli fans. Now, why do I say women in terms of demographics? Because women can actually identify with Kiki's independence and self-discovery. Kiki's relatability stems from her authentic, endearing, and inspiring personality, making her a beloved character in the Studio Ghibli franchise. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite Studio Ghibli is and who your favorite character is from that movie. Finally, we're getting down to the final wire of the drawing where you guys actually see me coloring the grass. And I did struggle with the grass just because you would think that grass is only one shade of green, but it's really not. There's like thousands shades of green for grass, and I ended up using, I think, 3. But in the end, the grass came out really, really good. I was really, really happy with how this drawing turned out, and I was also really excited to dive into Studio Ghibli. For those of you guys who don't know, I actually love Studio Ghibli. I've seen almost all of the movies so far. I do still have to see, I think, 3 more, and I also still have to see The Boy and the Heron, which is a movie that came out back in 2023, so last year. So I still have to see that one, but yeah, I've seen almost all of them so far, but my favorite one will always be Kiki's Delivery Service, just because of the message and the themes And also because I can relate to Kiki in a lot of ways. When I started my business, the MDIY store, 3 years ago, um, I started asking myself, why I was doing it, why I was doing this, and who am I doing this for, and what am I doing? When you find something that immediately becomes like your job, so to speak, you kind of, how do I put this? You kind of like lose passion for it. But then when you step back and realize why you started doing it was because you love it. When your hobby becomes your job, yes, you question yourself, but at the end of the day, the reason why you did it is because it's your passion and you love it. And the reason why you started doing it was because you love it. Now, for back to the quote, we need to find our own inspiration. Sometimes it's not easy. When I first heard this quote, I'm not gonna lie, that quote is super relatable in the fact that the character Ursula actually compares inspiration to having a creative block. For example, all you artists like me can actually relate. There's days where we just don't want to sit down and draw. There's days where we actually don't want to sit down and color, you know? And we have what's called creative block. For those of you guys who don't know what creative block is, it's basically when you do a drawing or when you finish a drawing, out of nowhere you stop and you're like, what am I doing? So creative block, though it sucks, it's a thing that exists and we just have to address it. I was really happy again with the result of the drawing. I love how it came out. And I think this is the first Studio Ghibli screencap study in my sketchbook. Yes it is. Last time I did an anime video was for Sailor Moon, but like I said, I think in my opinion, and I could be wrong, you guys, please don't come after me, Studio Ghibli is actually not considered anime in my opinion, but there's a lot of people who say that it is considered anime, but like I said, everybody has their own opinion, so if you are going to comment your opinion, please be nice. Alright, now I'm going in with a tan Crayola Super Tip marker and coloring Kiki's arms. I think the tan, it's perfect. It was the right shade. So yeah, I think that we're almost down to the wire. I'm sorry that this video is a little long, but I like doing videos like this. You guys, it makes me feel like I'm in a podcast. Alright, so now I'm gonna color the final hill that Kiki's looking at, and I actually used a dark green Tombow dual brush pen. Yes I did. And I used mostly the brush side just to, again, save me some time and efficiency. But yeah, I love how this drawing really came out. Drawing Studio Ghibli characters is one of my favorite things to do, along with drawing Disney characters. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy me watching color in real time. Yes, this video is actually done in real time. There's no fast forward, there's no speed drawing. I like doing it in real time because you guys get to see the whole process. You get to see the whole rundown. As opposed to seeing it fast, you get to see all the action in real time. And as soon as my drawing was done and over and it was finally colored and looking really pretty, I then went and peeled the painter's tape, which, by the way, is the most satisfying thing in the world to do. If you haven't peeled off painter's tape in your drawing, then you're missing out. Like I said, for the painter's tape, what I did was I put the painter's tape a little bit on my skin to remove some of the tackiness from the painter's tape because it helps to not rip the drawing after you're done. And also when you remove some of the extra tackiness, it's just easier to peel off. And there you guys see the beautiful picture frame. It's so pretty, oh my gosh. That feeling of just peeling it off and then seeing the picture frame is the best feeling in the world. Oh yeah. I was actually doing this while my family and I were watching the game. So, yeah, I tried to be focused on this, but at the same time I was still like focused in on the game. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this process. Hope you guys enjoyed this drawing. And let me know in the comments down below what other screen cap study from what movie, show, or TV show you would like to see me do next. Or even an anime screen cap study if you guys want me to do that. Let me know what you guys want me to do in the next video. I'm so excited. You have it, you guys! The screen cap study of Kiki's delivery service. As you guys can see, we have Kiki sitting peacefully on a lush hillside, gazing at the beautiful landscape that is absolutely breathtaking. Thank you guys for joining me on this artistic adventure. If you guys like this video, be sure to like it by hitting the thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. Be nice in the comments section. Don't forget to also ding the notification bell so you don't miss on more fun content and videos from yours truly. Don't forget to also let me know in the comments down below what other videos or screen cap studies you would like to see me do next. And until next time, just follow your heart and keep smiling. Love you guys. Bye, y'all.